Thank you for joining us on our first episode of the Dizzy Movie Review. I'm your main host, Joe Dizzy, along with Christian.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing?
All
All
right.
right, thank you for joining us.
All right, Christian. You know, we're going to start with three main topics, which I got these three main topics through, Hollywood Reporter, Variety. It's all about movies. So, first things first, Magneto in the comic book, everybody has known him as a white older male, right?
Okay.
But now, ever since Disney bought Fox, there's been news that Magneto might be black, right? But
What?
many people are mad about it.
Why is that?
Well, I think the main reason why people are mad is because I want to say half of it is about comic book fandom, which people want the comic book movies to be related to the comic books, which in the comic books he's a white male. But I feel like the more percentage of it is racism. Because if
Really
you,
think so?
I really do think so. Because if you think about it, let's say a movie theater is packed, right? For let's say for like Endgame, how many people you think in there actually read comic books, and how many people are just general audience that love the movie?
It's a good question. I don't know. I'm not a big I'm not a comic fan, but I love the work. I love the movies that they've been putting out. When I was a kid, I never did follow any of any of the cartoons, the comics,
The comic
and none of that
cartoons.
stuff. So, but I think it's people do have a problem. Just like what was that movie called? Where the girl was the superhero,
Oh, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're right.
I think people were upset, or is it the aficionados, the hardcore comic fans? Because I didn't have a problem with
I
that.
I feel that people were upset not only because she was a female, because the feminists and all this going on, but also because they had to mention she was gonna be the main one leading on the Avengers after that movie, and also because there was a comment that she made a while ago that people like misunderstood when she said, we should have more different type of people in here, not just older white male. When she said that, I had a people took it and twisted it around saying that she doesn't like white older men and she doesn't like the white people. But I have a feeling when she said that, she was saying that we should have like more diverse audience in the crowd, not just a bunch of white reporters, Meaning we should have female, we should have black women, black men, we should have Mexicans and all this. And people misinterpreted that, right? And so what I'm thinking with Magneto, I have a feeling that if you have a movie theater packed, only about 90% is general audience that just love the movies. And about the other 10% are people that read comics. I read comics here and there, but not that much.
Okay.
Not that much, but I read them here and there. So, when I started thinking about, okay, Magneto being black, you gotta track Magneto's history, his backstory, what made him into Magneto, and in the first X Men, they do a real good job of showing how he became Magneto. Magneto show is pretty much he hates he hates the regular people because he sees how bad they could be.
When you say he hates the regular people, you're talking about people in general. He's
The
not.
not the
He,
mutants, not the mutants.
okay, not the mutants, but just people, and he's just not. Hey, I don't like you because you're Chinese. I don't like you because you're African American. Nothing like that.
No,
It's just
it's just regular
he sees something
regular
else
non
that we
mutants.
don't
Yeah,
see.
he saw the bad in what people could become, right? Because if you see the first X Men, you see he's getting ripped from his family,
Hmm.
right? During the
I,
Nazis
I saw that.
the concentration concert. I can't even say it.
Concentration camp.
Thank you. And so he was getting ripped apart and his family getting killed. So he saw how people could be bad. And then you go to Charles Xavier, the guy in the wheelchair. He sees that pretty much we could live as one. We could live with mutants and humans together. And Stan Lee, the guy who created him, along with, I forgot the other guy's name who helped him create these two characters. They have even said, Magneto and Charles, they're both based on African Americans. One of them
Is that
being,
right?
yeah, one of them being Martin Luther King, and the other one being Malcolm X.
No way, dude.
And
But how come they didn't follow that? What is it, because you think it was a political movement
I,
to design
I think it was
back
the
then?
times.
The times?
I think it was the times that were created. You know what I mean? I think it was the times that were created. So pretty much, if you think about it, in those times when they were created, there was still some big racism. You know,
Hmm.
so I saw like a small documentary on Malcolm X. I just want to see how is Magneto related to Malcolm X. So, and I saw the way he was saying, the reason why we want to bleach our skin to make ourselves white is not because of us, it's because of the white man. It's because of this. So he was blaming the white people, you know what I mean? And in Magneto's character, he's blaming the regular humans for what's going on with the mutants. The mutants want to be in hiding, the mutants want to change back to regular people,
Okay.
so I could relate why he's Malcolm X. And for Charles, I could relate why he's Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King want to unite everybody, live as one. Everybody hold hands. Have a dream, and that's what the whole comic book character was based on. You
It's
know,
pretty interesting, man.
so will you have an issue if they made Magneto black?
No, I wouldn't have an issue with that because it's the change of times, and I think it's great that it can everything can be very diversified. Like where we have different. Damn, I mean, I would like to see a Hispanic superhero, but not like something weird, something like fucking Super Taco Man or some shit like that. You know what I mean? No, no,
Super
nothing
Taco Man.
stupid. Not something like something good. But I do have to say one thing though. They better have like a really good actor for it because and you correct me if I correct me with what I'm about to say. There was an African American actor, and I don't know the Aquaman. I thought it
He
was
was
cool,
he was
but
Hawaiian.
huh?
Hawaiian. He comes from Hawaii.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no. The guy that wanted to kill Aquaman. You remember his
oh,
dad
Black
got killed,
Manta. Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. I forgot the actor's name.
He's his acting didn't do it for me. That's all I could tell you, and that is nothing about color. It's just that his acting didn't do it. So I think that they have to have somebody very respectful, somebody that can nail that part. There was also they had brought in another African American actor to do, I believe, the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
He didn't do it, and that's not being. He didn't do it. I mean, he went on and did some other great movies, but it just like the chemistry wasn't there. You know what I mean?
but if they use a black African American actor, according to Magneto's story, he saw the bad in people.
Uh-huh.
So how you think they would be able to portray that? They used a white Jewish guy to portray that during World War II, no, World War One, right, when they're separating them.
Sure.
So how would they be able like do the same thing, but with the black African American? I mean, you could put them in the civil rights, but how bad did it get? Around here.
I don't know. We have to see it though. But I mean, all I'm saying is that he has to. His acting's got to be good. You know, because
Well,
if it's bad, then people are gonna be talking about it. Like you see, that's why we didn't want this or blah 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 or like and you know, believe me, I'm not. I'm just saying like there's got to be some good acting. That's all I'm saying.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking, if they were to bring on Denzel Washington in this,
Ooh, well, yeah.
imagine. And then there's this guy by the name of John Campbell that I watch,
Uh-huh.
and he brought up a good idea. There's this thing that happened in Uganda back in history, called the Hutu and the Tutsis, which was two different African American groups
Tribes.
that were, yeah, tribes that were killing each other. So if you were married to like a Tutsi and you were a Hutu, you had to kill your wife.
That's
You know what I
insane,
mean?
man.
So think about it. If a kid is put into that same, environment, and he saw his dad murdering his wife, he just saw the bad in people, you know. But then I started thinking too, you could even probably make them Asian, you know.
Okay.
Think about it. When World War II broke out, when Japanese
The
bombed Pearl
Japanese.
Harbor,
Right.
the U.S. not that many people talk about this, but the U.S. opened their own little camps where they were putting Asians in there,
Okay.
right? So when the Asians were taken away from their house, they were put into these camps, and then when they were let out free, they returned back to their homes, but it wasn't their homes no more. Somebody else owned it now, so they lost their house, they lost their belongings. So I was thinking you can even make them Asian too, you know. Now with Charles Xavier, the guy in the wheelchair, you don't even have to change his race. You could just leave him. You could leave him white. You could leave him black if you want. You can make him Asian because he doesn't. His setting comes different from Magneto. The only thing Magneto is the only character you have to change. You know.
I think it'd be really interesting. I would love to see that movie. Have they actually confirmed it though that it's gonna be a black actor?
They've been Marvel has been hinting at a black actor, you
Okay.
know, and that's why a lot of people are mad about it, and I feel like it's mostly due to racism than due to comic book fandom that they want to keep it real.
You know that people always find a way to get upset over something. I I think I think Marvel should just go ahead and produce the movie. Make it with this. Give it a new look. It'll be great. Like I didn't have a problem with the what was the name of that movie again? Captain what?
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't even know it was a guy. That's how bad. That tells you that I don't read comics. So I'm probably like 90% of the fans that's a moviegoer, right?
Well, well, if you think about it, there's people even complaining when Black Panther was gonna come out. You know,
Why?
there was even something posted on social media where supposedly a white guy who went to go see the movie got beat up by black actor and by black people who were waiting in line to go see the movie too.
Really?
Yeah, it was going around. It was going around back when that movie was coming out, and the
Did
whole
they show pictures of this guy
they
getting beat up?
showed they showed a picture, but later on it was brought out to be a fake.
So kind of like what
Yeah.
that actor did with the from what was the name? I don't know the name of this actor, but he plays a gay character on Empire.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
I
know who
don't
you
know.
mean. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got a pretty cool name, something
Mole Skelet, something like that.
something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
His name is pretty fresh, dude. But it's like,
Yeah.
why do that,
So
right?
that's just something I want to bring up. Like should he be a black actor?
I
You
don't know.
know.
You know what? If you're listening, obviously this is gonna be posted up on the YouTube channel. Just leave
Yeah.
it down below and give us
Comment
your
down
take.
below.
Give us your take. What do you guys
All
think
right.
about this? I think
Uh,
it'll be really cool.
All right. Let's move on to our next topic, Chris.
All right, what's the next?
Um.
Hold on. What's the next one? Joel DZ.
All right. Now in the era where social media is coming up and streaming and all that, there's a bunch of companies entering the realm of streaming.
Dude, it's
you
like
you
now it's like a buffet.
you have Netflix, you have the stupidest name ever, but you have NBC Universal Peacock, which yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You used to say Netflix and chill, but now I guess you're gonna say Peacock and chill. And they have HBO. I think it's Max for all access.
There's like a whole bunch
And
of
then
extra
and then the one
HBOs.
yeah, and then the one I'm looking for is Disney Plus. It's gonna be at $8.
What makes Disney so special, and why do you think other streaming services are a little intimidated by Disney? What's cooking up here?
I
What's
have
going on?
I have a feeling is their price range first to start off $8.
It's attractive.
You can't beat it. But
It's very attractive. But what do you get for those $8? Is
well, before we get to that, I know the price is gonna go up.
I'm sure.
It's gonna go up. But you're getting all your Marvel, you're getting all your Star Wars, you're getting all the Pixar, you're getting the whole collection of Disney. You have this comes from Slash Films. You know, they included some of them, so I just got a couple of them to mention them here. You're gonna get all the movies of 101 Dalmatians. I remember
Okay,
watching those. You know,
I remember
you're gonna
that.
get all the Aladdin movies. You're gonna get Atlantis, Beauty and the Beast, all the Camp Rock ones, all the car movies, along with cartoons, which you know I used to love watching when I was younger. You're gonna have Finding Nemo, High School Musical, Honey I Shrunk the Kids, all you know, all three movies.
Those are
Did you
pretty
remember
cool.
watching those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen a couple. You're gonna have all the Jungle Book movies, along with you know, along with I said with your Marvels and Star Wars and so much more, right? There's only a couple, and you know, for what you're getting, you know, for what you're getting, all that $8, and they're still gonna be pumping out shows after. You know, they're gonna have Marvel shows, they're gonna have Star Wars shows, they're gonna launch with the Mandalorian, which I'm looking forward to.
Do you think? Yeah, that's gonna be a great show. That looks
Yeah,
pretty insane. But since Disney also acquired Fox, right?
yeah.
So you think all of those movies are gonna be coming into the Disney?
You know what? I was looking into what they're launching with, you know, and again, this comes from Slash Films. There wasn't no X Men movies in the there was X
Is that
Men.
because it's some sort of a licensing issue
I have
with
a, I have a,
because doesn't Sony make those? Sony Fox, like between
no
both of them?
no it's only on Fox. Sony only owns Spider Man, you know,
Huh. Okay.
but you know that's what I was thinking too. It was kind of weird that they took them out. They have like two X Men ones, you know. I don't know if it's I think they're animated though, but I haven't seen if they're gonna add all their newer stuff, you know. But
Well, it's definitely a lot of talk about that. You know, people are looking forward to it. Some people are like, whatever.
all
But
right, are you gonna get Peacock, man? NBC Universal.
I didn't even know about Peacock, dude, until you told me about it. I'm like,
I don't
that
even.
sounds like a very ridiculous name. So
I haven't
I'll
even
probably have
searched
a.
up the price range,
But
man. But
what value are they offering you? What are they going to bring us to the table?
they're bringing all the NBC shows along with the Universal shows. You know, NBC Universal.
Should I care? I mean, I want to watch movies. I mean, like, yeah, maybe you know what? This is probably way before your time. There was a really cool show that NBC used to make, and that was Alf.
Yeah, way before. I don't even know. I don't know what you're talking about right there.
But that was a cool show.
You know, I know for sure I'm gonna get Disney Plus when it launches because it's only gonna be $8, and of course I have a daughter, so you know she's gonna be able to see all the cartoons and all that. But you know, I think it's a good price. I know they're gonna bump it up sooner or later once they start pumping up more stuff, you know. But you know that's how it is, right?
Of course. I mean,
I
like,
mean,
you know,
Netflix
Netflix,
went up.
it started going up, but I think, you know, they have a lot of cool stuff, man. A lot. I think one of the problems with Netflix myself is that they have like good shows and sometimes they forget to promote them. Or is it me
No,
that I'm
no,
not
no. You're right.
that it's like, what? How did I miss this?
You're right.
You
You're
know what
right.
I
They
mean?
have a bunch of shows that I had to find randomly, you know, and then sometimes I'm there like 15, 20 minutes just scrolling through each category, see what I want to see. You know what I mean? Like right now, I started watching The Dark Crystal. Did you see the original Dark Crystal?
I don't think I have.
No,
I don't recall.
I haven't seen the original. I'm seeing the new one. Once I'm done with the new one, I'm going to go to the original, see what they changed. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it's all puppets. And, you
Well,
know,
I probably won't see it because you know what? I'm not a big fan of puppets, man.
but the,
There's a couple of things that I'm not a big fan, but I only make it one exception, and that was it. But we'll talk about that in a little
yeah,
bit
we'll talk
later.
about it.
I hate freaking clowns, dude.
You know what, man? It's puppets, but it's not your Sesame Street, man.
Well, those are
You know
cool.
that you have your killings. You have I think there's sex scenes in there too. I haven't gone that far.
What?
Yeah, with puppets. Imagine that. I haven't gone that far, but yeah. But you know, but you're right. Netflix doesn't really know how to market their stuff. You know, like right now, I'm also starting to watch something like I believe it's called Unbelievable,
Okay.
which I saw the trailer I think 3 months ago, and then I never heard nothing about it until I found it yesterday. And it's about a girl who got raped and nobody believes her. You know what I
Oh
mean? Because
man.
she changed her story like twice or three, 4 times, even though yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, you see that show
Kind of.
I was looking for it, but I never knew it came out.
I don't know. Is that a series or a movie?
Series based on a true story.
You know. So you're watching it right now, right?
I started with the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look into it, and then maybe once I'm done watching it, we can do a review on it.
All right. So let's go to our third topic, which is Oscar contending movies, right?
Okay. What you got?
So, you know, one of the first ones, A Good Day in the Neighborhood.
All right, I can see
So,
that.
Fred
Tom Hanks.
Rogers. Yeah, Tom Hanks, Fred Rogers playing Fred Rogers. Did you ever see the documentary on Fred Rogers?
I missed it. I
You know,
haven't yet.
I only saw clips and glimpses of it,
Hmm.
like on YouTube. And there's this one which I was surprised, man. He's in, I don't know if he's in federal court or regular court, whatever, and he's talking to like the judge, where I don't know who, no, Congress. He was talking to Congress
Okay.
to let him borrow a good amount of pocket change, right, to continue his show, and his whole point
Oh,
was,
because it was PBS,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
and his whole thing was he wanted to help kids with disabilities, disorders, and all
Sure.
that, right? So you hear his voice, and he's like talking like, you know, my show could do a lot. I could help people. So he's very soft spoken, right?
Okay.
So he pretty much soft spoke this guy into agreeing to give him, like, I don't know, I think it was like $1 million, something like that.
Back in
So
those
yeah,
days.
back in those days it was a
Okay.
lot. So the guys just agreed to him right away. Didn't even fight with them. So now they're doing this Tom Hanks movie. So people are saying this is an Oscar contending movie. And then another one I'm looking forward. I don't know if you've seen the trailer, Jojo Rabbit.
Pretty funny, pretty cool.
All right. So
But I'm sure people are talking about it, right?
let me tell you, Rotten Tomatoes is not that good.
What do you mean Rotten Tomatoes is not that good?
On the Rotten Tomatoes, their
Oh,
scoring.
it's giving it like a bad
Yeah, I think it's like a
ratings.
50 something or 60 something. Well, here's the thing. I have a feeling that many people are mad about this movie. It's like it's not for a lot of people. You have a young kid whose best friend is Hitler, right?
Yeah, that's
But
I could see people having an issue with that.
yeah, but it's comedy, right? Because there's this one scene that got me laughing where the kid is like sitting down somewhere. And he says something. You know what? No, everybody says I'm useless or something like that. And then Hitler appears and he's all like, "Well, you know what? Everybody said I was gonna get everybody killed. Something you did get everybody killed, right?" And then the actor playing Hitler is Taika Waititi. He
Okay.
came out as Org in on Thor Ragnarok. The blue rock guy. That's
Oh.
him. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then
Okay.
and then
All right.
he directed that movie, and then he's directing the next Thor movie too.
Okay.
But yeah, so Jojo Rabbit is up for a contender too. And the other one, we're very excited to go see it. I know I'm gonna go see it. Is Joker.
Yes.
I remember I showed you the trailer. You're like, you're so impressed. You're like, look at the picture quality. Look at what did he tell you? The cinematography and all that.
Yeah,
You
I
were
was
even,
telling you the cinematography, the color correction
yeah,
that they did to it.
you were even saying, like, before I even looked into the Joker movie, you were even saying that's an Oscar-winning movie.
Right.
You even said that.
Right.
And now it's up for an Oscar too. Like, people are saying that's gonna be an Oscar movie.
Right.
And then they also brought out this really, really badass IMAX poster. Remember the one I showed you?
Yes.
The Joker poster. And he's just standing with his arms out while the world behind him is all burning.
It's all burning.
Which
It's
is-
up on fire,
Yeah, pretty much showing what the character is, right? He's causing damage and all that.
causing chaos. Good old Joker, man.
And the tickets are gonna go sell on Monday the 23rd. I've been hearing.
Okay.
So
Where are you gonna go see this?
I think I'm gonna go see it at the AMC. I'm hoping it comes out Dolby, because Dolby has the recliner
I'm
seating.
sure.
So I'm hoping they have it on Dolby.
All
That's
right.
what I'm hoping. All right, and then there's another movie, man.
Okay, come on.
Another
What is it? What
movie.
is it? What is it? Surprise me.
I remember I told you, and you right away dismissed everything. And I really want to go see it. My girlfriend wants to go see it, so I'm happy she wants
Okay.
to go see it. Which is, they're saying that the actor J-Lo needs an Oscar for the movie Hustlers.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
That for the movie Hustlers, the main actor J-Lo needs an Oscar
For
for her acting, her portrayal in that movie.
I would have to disagree on that one. I mean, I like J
You
Lo.
seen it? You seen it?
I seen
Uh, you seen the
the
trailers, right?
trailers. I'm not impressed, dude.
I mean,
Look. I love movies. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's a an Oscar
well, they're not.
contender.
They're not saying the movie. They're saying J Lo. They're saying
Oh,
the
you
actor.
did.
Only
Okay.
her. They're not saying
I
the whole
do
movie.
like some of her work, previous work, you know, but I don't know. It's
I saw like a miniature recording on my Snapchat that somebody took in the movie theater. I don't recommend people doing it, but
no, that's not cool.
somebody took out their phone and they recorded when she's stripping. I was like, oh, I gotta go see it.
You got a Woody off of that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I didn't go. I didn't go because I was dismissing the movie. I was like, it's not too. I was like you. It's like, it's like whatever type of movie, you know. But then I remember I saw this movie called Pain and Gain with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock.
Okay.
You know, and the concept is almost the same. They're both based on a true story, but in that Mark Wahlberg movie, they're bodybuilders. So and then they go on, they start killing the rich people and stealing all their shit. So I was thinking like, and then at the
Okay.
end, of course, they get caught and all that, you know. And I'm thinking this movie is technically the same thing. You think I haven't seen it yet. I want to go see it.
You know what? I'm gonna take one for the team, and I'm gonna go see this movie. I'm probably gonna be disappointed, but I want to see why. I want to see if I can understand why people are asking to give J Lo an Oscar for this role. All I see, they're all of the actresses are very attractive, they're very beautiful. This is just me personally. I don't. It's a little disturbing. It's just like I know it's life, but it's like
I mean,
I don't know.
don't
I'm just kind of I don't know. I
don't
don't
you
know.
have a thing for watching um based on true story movies?
I do.
I mean, you know, I love based on true story movies because you know you get to see
It's
what you
reality.
know. Just like that one Netflix show. What was it called? The guys that got arrested, the four black kids that got arrested. I forgot what it was called.
Oh, that's a I haven't finished watching
You
it,
know,
man. I know what you're talking
my
about.
girlfriend was bored watching it, but I stayed watching because it's based on a true story. You
Uh-huh.
know what I mean? And that's how I feel. I feel I'm gonna be really interested, not just because you know J Lo is stripping, but you know, um,
What do you think your girl's gonna be? You think she's gonna be checking you out? See, like, what the hell?
I'm gonna get 2 seats away from her, so you know I don't get my eyes covered or nothing.
When they see us, right? You're talking about when
Oh
they
yeah,
see
yeah, when they
us.
see us, that's the
Okay.
movie I was talking. That's the one with the four black kids got
African
arrested.
American kids.
Yeah, for rape and all that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm hoping I could go see it tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay. All
So
right.
you know, I want to see what everybody's all hype about in that role that she plays. You know? And then you know, I heard what's her name, the singer also comes out in it.
Cardi B?
Yeah, she's only in it for like 5 minutes of the whole entire movie. But
Okay.
yeah, they have like a big old poster over right outside the MC right here at the block of Orange.
Oh
And
man.
they have a big old poster showing her face and all that, but I heard she's only in 5 minutes of the movie.
That's it.
Yeah, they're just trying to sell us out, you know.
Hey, more power to her though. I mean, from where she comes from, she's doing really well for herself.
Well,
Not my type of music. I can tell you that.
she was a stripper, man, so it makes sense to put her in that movie.
Oh, absolutely. That's for sure.
All right, Christian.
All right, what's up?
Now, before we get started, there's gonna be a spoiler warning for the movie. So you know it's been out I think 3 weeks now.
Uh-huh.
So there's a spoiler warnings for all who haven't seen it.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler.
So we're gonna start talking about the movie, right? I went to go see it. I didn't see it opening day. I went to go see it on Saturday.
What'd you think?
Did you go opening day?
Yeah, I did. I did.
You went.
I went opening day. Yeah, it was. Well, I went on Sunday.
Oh, you went Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I went Saturday. So before I went to go see it, I always look at critic ratings and all that, and what people are saying about it. And one of the main things I was seeing that people were saying is that it was too long, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking, well, Endgame was long, but it didn't feel like 3 hours. When I went to go see that movie, so I'm like, maybe just people that can't handle a 3 hour long movie, right? So I remember I went to go see it, and the movie to me is not like the first one.
Like the original, you mean? Like
Not
the
not the
19
no, not the 19 something, but the recent first one,
Okay,
the one with the
2017.
one with just the loser
Sure.
club as kids, right?
Uh-huh.
So I went to go see it, and it was a step down for me
No
from
way.
from what it was, and it did started feeling too long. And the main issue, I think, why it was too long, I felt like the studio gave too much power to the producers and directors to do whatever they want. Since the first one made a ridiculous amount of money out of nowhere, but it's still profit. It's still profitable. It still makes some money. So, but I went to go see it, and one of the main things that kind of took me out of it, which I talked to you about this, was the gay scene. The two gay couple, walking out of fair, going
Hmm.
onto the bridge, and then getting beat up like
Right.
nasty by these three guys. You know,
Okay.
and then also tossing over. I believe I don't know, the guy was Freddie or Danny, one of the gay guys who got tossed over into the river,
Right.
right? I remember I told you I felt like that scene could have been way, way, way more different. Like what I would have loved to see was pretty much them getting beat up, right? Let's not change it. Them getting beat up, the two gay couple,
Uh-huh.
but then the clown comes up from the other side of the bridge, right? Standing like like across from them, and then like laughing or something, right? Like have it laugh at them. And one of the guys that beat him up, like, hey, what the f you want? Get out of here. And then he starts walking closer because he's like, it's not paying attention to him. And he walks closer, and then it all of a sudden just devours him, eats him up. And then the other two stop beating up the couple, and they run away like scared.
Right.
What do you think if that scene would have played out? What first of all, what did you think about that scene?
Um, I didn't think much of it. You know what? I have a friend that she had a problem with that. She thought it was like unnecessary. She claims, that there's nothing wrong being gay and living your life how you want to live, but she felt like it was unnecessary. Like, and and I asked her, like, okay, what do you think they should have done? She's like, I don't know, but I don't think that was necessary. Now, to answer your question, I think
It was a
it's
powerful scene.
it was a yeah,
It was a
it
powerful
it was
scene.
very powerful, but I think if they would have done something like what you said, it was
Like,
expected.
yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah,
it
true.
was expected, and it was like because I was like, oh, okay,
You know what? You're right, because I was waiting when they were beating him up. I was waiting for it to pop up like in the other side of the bridge and just like laugh or walk towards them or something.
uh-huh.
I was, but yeah, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it could have been expected. That's why they played it out different.
I mean, was to me, it felt like that kind of rose that Pennywise back up again and stuff.
Yeah,
The evil, kind of like we're kind of going back to what is that Magneto that you said
yeah, Magneto.
that maybe this clown sees all the evil stuff that we do that people do and stuff, and that I don't know, I don't know, but it was very powerful. Um, and but dude, it's like sadly shit like that happens, man. Like on every day, and you know, it's w- we just we have to accept who they are. I mean, like we just got to live our life and let them live their lives.
All right, but did you feel that the movie was too long?
Honestly, no.
No, you didn't.
No,
Man,
I did enjoy it, but I could see where you're saying, like, it was a little step down from the first one.
I was sitting in the park when they all go on a scavenger hunt
Yeah,
to go find. I believe they have to find something important to them, something like that.
right. A little piece of
When I first saw the first one, right, and which no, it's what's her name, the girl who has a like weird dad.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's Marsh, right?
Yeah.
Marsh or Sophia, something like that, right?
So I'm really horrible with names. But yeah,
Yeah, so the first one, I kind of liked it. She goes up to the apartment, knocks on the door, and then walks in. The old lady, they show us the creepiness
right.
of what that movie could have been, right? And that's what the first one had. The first one had the creepiness of it.
Yes.
There wasn't a lot of jump scares. It was mostly just being creepy and like staring at you. Because it in order like to eat you, he prefers to have you scared, but like super scared. It's like he's seasoning you. He's putting some season.
Right. He's
So
marinating
yeah,
you.
marinating you. So that's why he keeps scaring you until he senses more fear, more and more, because then he'll eat you. It tastes better. And here it wasn't pretty much none of that. I remember in the first one they pretty much show what all the little kids are afraid of. Turns into what they're afraid of. And in this one, he wasn't really turning into nothing, right?
No.
Because in that scene when she goes back to the apartment, I was thinking like, why didn't he turn into her dad? She was afraid of her dad. She disliked the dad. Why didn't he just turn into the dad and scare her or something, right? But I like the scene with the old lady.
I think that was one of the best scenes.
Yeah,
It was like I was watching it with my daughter, who's 9 years old, and she got freaked out, and but it was like a cool. That was like the best thing, one of the best things in the movie. The now we warn you guys. Spoiler alert: they kill it. All right. But what did you think of that scene? How they killed him this time?
I didn't like it.
Okay.
I you know he turned to half giant spider man. You know what I mean? Half giant spider clown.
I
Pretty
think
much.
this is where that I agree with you.
The
That
one.
they gave the people too much power to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Um, should have been a little bit different.
You know what? Something I would have questioned when Mike, which is the guy who stayed there living in the town, waiting
Yeah.
for it to pop
Right.
back up,
Uh
right?
huh.
He showed the other guy, which was I don't know if it was Richie or was it Bill. I think it was Bill. Mike shows Bill, how they could trap it in this like little container, ancient container, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing I was questioning, why didn't he ask, well, if they trapped him once, how did he escape? Right? I mean, that's something I would have asked. If you would show me, hey, this is how we could trap the clown in this backpack, I'm like, okay, so if they trapped him once, how did he get out?
Exactly. Yeah,
Right?
you're right. A
So
couple loose ends in there.
yeah, so and then you know, and then they get to the scene where they're trapping him, but yet he pops back up with the big red balloon, which I thought was okay. I like that little scene with the big red balloon inflating, and
Right.
then it tells him, it comes out as a giant, spider, and he tells him, well, didn't he tell you that this didn't work for them? And it's like I start thinking like, why wouldn't you ask that question? Well, if they trapped him once, why? How did he get out? You know. Well, another big issue I had with that movie is that when there were scares, there was a joke after the scare.
What was it? Maybe I
No,
missed it, or I don't remember.
almost after every scare, like every jump scare, where creepiness of the movie, there was always a joke thrown out.
Okay.
And I didn't really like that because you wanna feel the creepiness, of it. You wanna be scared of the clown. You wanna be scared of what he could do, but
So
you,
did you feel like they try a little too hard this time?
I feel like they try to add more humor than what needed to be. You
Right.
know, like I remember watching the original. It Chapter 2.
Mhm.
I was scared, man. Well, I was a little kid, but I was scared, you know? It had creepiness. It had, some laughing moments, but,
Yeah.
I was mostly scared about it. But then this one was kinda like, I'm watching, I didn't even have to turn my head away. I didn't have to close my eyes a little bit. I didn't flinch, like,
I think, I think some producers, directors, maybe they wanna copy the Marvel movies, like, because those movies have set a tone. They have
I was
they raised
thinking
the
the same
fucking
thing, man.
bar. They have raised the bar where they're, like, really good movies, action-packed, and they have, like, their funny lines, you know?
We see, I have a feeling that Marvel knows where to throw in that funny line.
Right.
Because when it comes to intense scenes, it's intense. You know what I mean? Like in Endgame, when Black Widow and what's his name? The I had his name. The guy with the bow and arrow.
Okay.
I totally spaced on his name, but when they're gonna go get the Soul Stone,
Uh-huh.
and then they're running to see
Hawkeye?
which one,
What's his
yeah,
name?
Hawkeye. There you go.
There you go,
Which
okay.
one's gonna sacrifice their life, right?
Uh-huh.
That was an intense scene, and then
Yeah.
she dies, and then all of a sudden he goes back and he falls to the floor like, oh, she didn't make it. They didn't do a joke.
Right.
The joke didn't come until when they're putting the stones into the glove, and then you have Rocket go boom to scare us, scare him, which was just like a little giggle, but wasn't a big laugh.
Sure.
But I think that was one of the things with it. They tried throwing too much jokes where creepiness should have been. Like the part with the doors when they had to choose very scary,
I thought that
somewhat
was kinda
scary.
funny. I thought that was funny.
I mean,
You know?
I laughed
Very
too.
funny,
I laughed too, but it's like, what I mean. I don't know. I wanted it more scary. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why I wanted, like, you go see like a Halloween movie, right? Scary, right? You think, oh, he's gonna be in the attic, and then she's walking up the attic, right? Or you're seeing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, right?
Oh, dude, I remember, like, watching that when I was a little
Which
kid.
I didn't want to mention it here. I want to save this for another show, but they're remaking one.
Okay, we'll talk about it on the next one.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah, yeah.
that kinda goes hand in hand with me with zombie movies. I
True.
fucking love zombie movies,
Are you
dude.
gonna go see Zombieland?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see it too. The only issue I'm having is that Maleficent, Zombieland, and I forgot another movie. All three of them are coming out on the same date. So
Whoa.
I gotta make a decision.
Maybe you can what do you say? Hop to the next theater?
Oh, I know. It's harder now, man. They do select seating.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that's right, that's
that's true.
right.
It's hard. I mean, I gotta
No,
go.
no, don't do that. Don't do that.
But and you know what I think they could have done away with, like when they all go looking for their souvenir.
Yeah.
I felt like they couldn't shorten that. Like I felt all that happened because they're showing the backstory when they were little kids. They're
To kinda go
remembering.
back again, yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling they could have shown that in the first one and do the second one all about the adults. I felt like they relied too much on the kids for the second one.
Because they were funny.
And
They were
I think they thought it was so good that they needed to add them to make this one better. You know, I mean, my favorite scenes from that movie is the girl under the bleachers. When she walks away from the baseball game and goes
Oh,
under the
yeah, yeah,
bleachers, and
yeah.
it comes out, oh, I could fix your face because she has a birthmark on her
Mhm.
face.
She's adorable. She's a cute little girl.
I was sitting there like, oh no, no,
No,
no.
yeah, me too. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, fucking clown."
And then and the, and the other scene I really like is the fairground scene when they walk into the mirrors, which they
Yes.
showed in the trailer, which I thought that was real good, you know. And then the one other scene, which I kind of laughed at it, which I don't say it's good like super good, was when it appears on top of the woodjack guy
Oh,
and with
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
balloons and I missed you, and he's like slowly like hovering over him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good because it
Yeah.
pretty much could do a bunch of things. He's
Right.
like in your mind. He transforms and all that. But other than that, all the rest of the scenes, it's like,
So
like
what's your whole take? What do you like from 0 to 100? I mean, what's your
0 100. 0 100
Joe
would be.
Dizzy's movie
I mean,
review? What's up?
we we
How do
we,
you rate this man?
we gotta do 1 to 10, man. I can't
Well, okay,
100. I
one to
mean,
ten, 1 to 10.
how I gotta give it. I gotta give it like a 6, man.
Wow. Okay.
6. You know,
From my point of view, it's an 8,
it's an
like an
8.
8.5, 8.5. I was okay with it. I was okay with it, but yeah, a couple things that they could have done differently, but it's all right.
I mean, they could have done a lot different, man. I feel like they missed the ball. They were even talking about doing a sequel to the second one, wh-
No,
which
I think that would be an overkill.
I was thinking they probably could have done a sequel. I mean, it all depends how much money a movie makes. Even though the movie shit, but it did a lot of money. They're gonna the studio, if they pitch them a good script, they're gonna, okay, you could do a third one.
Right.
Which I was thinking they could probably do it into a
Kind of
pre.
sounds like Hustlers, by the way.
you know, they could probably do a prequel to the first one. No little kids, but pretty much give the backstory of where it comes from.
Sure, they
If
can
you,
do that.
I mean, if you read the books, he comes from a different universe, and there's a giant flying turtle in outer space. You know what I mean?
Sounds like it's coming from Attack of the Killer Clowns. That's a B type movie
B type movie.
that came out in like the early 80s. You
But
gotta watch that. You gotta just gotta watch that, dude.
80s. I'm a 90s kid.
I know you. It's way before your time, but it's
It- but they could probably have done a prequel, show where he comes from, what made him it, um, show his true form and all that. But they didn't. I was hoping they were to show his true form, the whole full out spider. I was
so did
hope
I.
I was
So did
hoping
I.
they were to give more backstory. But they pretty much didn't. I feel they dropped the ball a little bit in this one.
Okay.
Did you have a favorite scene in the movie?
Yeah, what I was telling you, my favorite scene was the lady where she's baking cookies. Oh,
Oh
Bill,
yeah,
hold on,
I know.
dear, you can. Like even that was so. Oh, it was so good, dude. And even though it was a horrible scene, I did like the scene where the guys are getting beat up, like in the beginning of it, like the bad guys and stuff. And
I'm not saying it was a bad scene, but I think the year was 2016.
yeah.
That's what it said. I just feel like it was a little out of place. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. I mean, I mean, he was already getting beat up. He was already getting murdered, and now all of a sudden they throw him over and he gets murdered.
Right.
That's how I'm saying they probably should have done something to the guys that were beating him up. Because you think about it,
True, but yeah,
the three guys, they beat him up and they walk away. They
nothing
they, they got
happens to
to
them.
live, and then the whole movie you don't see them again.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's I actually thought that they were going to be part of it. I thought they were going to be a new part of the new cast.
Yeah.
But
And part
I
of like
guess
what
not.
it tries to get them to kill the loser club.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like kind of like what happened with the other guy that goes to the mental institute.
Yeah,
It's
I
something
know,
like
yeah.
that. But no.
I mean, one of the scary part in that movie was him stabbing the other guy in the face, man. I mean, when you have him be one of the scary guy and he's just a regular guy, I was like, well, this movie's going down.
All right,
But,
man.
you gave it an 8. I'm giving it a 6. That's where I'm at. I just wish I could have been more impressed. Because one of my biggest things is I like going to Universal Studio Horror Nights, and my favorite mazes is Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the Clowns. Those are my favorite ones. And I feel like they missed the ball in this movie, man. They could have done a bit better.
All right, Joe.
But you know what?
It's gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, this is gonna wrap it up. This is gonna be everything for today. And I'm Joe Dizzy. along with Chris. And please join us for our next episode on the Disney movie review.
Yeah, so just make sure you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell, and just any comments, leave them down below. Let us know what you guys think of it, and it's gonna be fun. Later on, we're gonna go ahead and start, recording ourselves, filming ourselves. So it's gonna be a fun show.
All right.
So have a great time at the movies.
All right, Chris.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up, and Joe Dizzy movie review wraps it up. Cut.